Hi guys, welcome to this particular card trick that may or may not be a card trick. It's up to you to decide, and it involves this. It doesn't look much, but this here is the molecule structure of the subconscious gene. Now, when I talk about genes, I don't mean your Levi's, I'm talking about the makeup of the human body. This is the gene that represents the subconscious of the mind. Now, we all have that inner ability to pick things randomly, make decisions and choices that we believe are random, but are they? Back in 1954, Professor Roberts believed that this gene here in the mind actually controlled exactly what it is you were choosing. And he performed an experiment that most people at the time just believed was a regular card trick. And I'm going to recreate that now, actually using this symbol here. Now we're going to use a deck of cards, and what Professor Roberts did, he had an envelope which had a prediction in, and he left that in full view. What I'm going to do is to remove the cards, and I'm going to ask somebody in the audience to shuffle these. I'm not going to shuffle them, so they will shuffle these. It is an absolute free shuffle. I then take the cards back, and I'm going to take 3, 6, 9 cards, because what I'm going to do is to take these cards and lay them out. We don't need these. And I'm going to lay these out. You see, we're going to get you to choose in a random way. Now, I don't know if we can get those on camera, but we've recreated the structure of the gene. We're going to get you to make some random choices, totally random. First of all, we're going to get you to choose a suit, and then numerous values. What I'd like you to do is, if I give you these bits of paper and a pen, I'd like you to write a single digit on here. An 8. And a third one as well. So we now have 3 supposedly random numbers that you've chosen. Now, because I'm going to get you to pick a suit by moving randomly backwards and forwards, left and right, I don't want you to move 382, you'll be here all day, or even 832 or 283. What I like you to do is to add up those 3 random numbers that you picked. 13, so they come to 13 added up. I want you now to move randomly 13 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You've landed here. Now, of course, you could have had 14, which would have put you here, 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 or here, or maybe 15, you would have been down here. But you had a free choice of any of these suits here. Okay? The suit you've arrived at is a club, an absolute free choice. A club is what you've gone for. Now, that's actually quite strange, because my prediction here, if we take a look, which has been in full view all the time, I have some cards in here. They're not diamonds or hearts or spades, but they are all clubs in there. All clubs on there. Now, you might think that was just luck or a coincidence on there. You picked 3 random numbers. I want you to pick any one of those. The 3. That's an absolute free choice. So you want the 3 of clubs. If we go through the cards, we can find we've got the 3 here. Now, some people say, well, what did you do? Did you mark the back? No, I didn't. It's just a regular back. There's no signature, no marking. Some people think you put a big cross, but that is a free choice. You're happy with that you chose the 3 of clubs as cleanly as we possibly can. There it is there, the 3 of clubs. But I didn't know that that would be the choice you made subconsciously, because all the other cards are blue backed cards, and that is an amazing prediction, possibly a trick, or maybe it is your subconscious telling you. You decide. So here is the expose on this bit of an unusual trick. You see, some people like to do tricks that are quick and simple, that you're there for 2 minutes, here's a card trick, take a card, I knew that that was it, end of story, away you go. Other people like to have a story, tell a bit of history, or entertain the person, be there for 5 minutes explaining something. And this falls into that kind of arena. Now you may decide to make up your own storyline than what I did. I decided to go for this subconscious thing and using the gene makeup on here. Now this is available for download, so if you don't want to draw this yourself, you can download this. There'll be a link below the video in the description, so you can download this. And the layout of this has these 9 molecules that make up that gene. And I thought it'd be interesting to lay out that pattern first of all. So let me show you how it works. First of all, at the start, it is just a regular deck of cards. There's no stack, no setup. They shuffle the cards. Now, this is the deal. When you do that, you're going to deal off 9 cards yourself, okay? Deal off 9 cards. Why am I dealing them off? And you'll see why. Is because when I turn the cards over, just to pretend to show them randomly, I'm looking here for any clubs. I've got to have at least 2 clubs. Doesn't matter if I got more. However, can you see on this occasion, I don't have any clubs. So what you do is you say, I'll tell you what, you shuffle the cards, put these back in the middle and say, you deal off 9 cards. They deal off 9 cards. Now when you pick them up, you say, so you've chosen these. Now you can see I've got more than 2 clubs. Now you may not like this, but I actually think it's a strong performance. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, you will always have some clubs in here, at least 2. If you don't, then do what I did and get them to deal the 9 cards, so it looks as though they're choosing from the shuffled deck. But the bottom line is you need 2 clubs in your card layout. Now when I spread here, all I'm doing is making a note of their positions. I can see that in position 5 and 6 are 2 clubs. 5 and 6. That's all I remember. 5 and 6, I've got 2 clubs. Why? Because when I lay out my pattern here, this one here and this one here has to be the clubs, because these are the 2 positions that they're going to end up on when they're moving around. It's a typical trick. We've used this in other videos as well, and there's loads of commercially available ones where you move from room to room, from card to card, that type of trick. This works in the same way. So as long as you put the 2 clubs in these positions, I then used this as a counter, and I always drop this to begin with on the top here. Now friends of mine that I've shown this to, they prefer not to put this on until a little bit later on, and you'll see why. But I'm quite happy just to drop it on the top card like that. At this point, when they choose a number, as long as it's odd, they're always going to land up on either of those two cards. Always. You then have to get them to write 3 single-digit numbers. Now these can be anything, they really are a free choice. All you're going to do in your head, as soon as they've written these, you need to know whether or not they're going to add up to an odd or even. Because if it's odd, you don't have to touch this. Because no matter what that adds up to, as long as it's an odd number, they will always end up either on this club or this club. Simple as that. However, if they come to even, then you need to start on one of the clubs. And that's why I said some of my friends that do this trick, they tend not to put this on until they know what the number is, and then they just casually throw it on. Work out your own method of doing this, but as long as you start in the right position, as long as you start in the correct position, based on if it's an odd or even number. Now in this case, because it adds up to an odd number, then I can leave it there. They will then add up these and they move backwards and forwards. It doesn't matter where they move, they're always going to end up on one of these two cards. So it looks as though they've randomly, from all of these, arrived at a club. So that's the first part done. You've established a club on there. Now the second part of the trick is where I have my prediction. Now, all you need are all the clubs, ace to 10, but you'll notice I've got 2 of these 10s. And there's a reason. One of them has a red back, the rest of them are all blue. Now we've got a 10 in there because whichever number they choose, because you ask for single digits, they can never pick 10. Okay, so it's always going to be 1 to 9. You then ask them to pick any one of these. Let's say they pick the 2. What you do is you spread the cards. Now you'll notice when I performed this, I never revealed the backs. I kept the faces to the audience all the time. Now be careful when you spread these not to spread these two. So just push a bunch of cards across until you get to the 1. So there's the 2. Now this 10 here, the one with the red back, does have some sticky tape on it, double-sided tape on there. So what happens, now this is a clever move. The reason we got 2 10s there is because when you take this out, the audience will see this as a 10. When you square this up and take it off, they still see the 10. It's a great optical illusion. They're pretty sure that there's nothing odd going on here. So you can take this, and because it sticks, you can quite freely show this. Now at this point, everyone thinks that these are all red, and you casually show that I don't mark these. People think, have I put a big cross on there, signed it? But you'll notice that's just a regular card. However, I knew it would be the 2 because all the others are blue. And the great thing is that there's nothing to hide here. And there it is. And that's really how the trick works. I've done this a few times now and it works really well on the audience. What I suggest is maybe you can take parts of this and maybe adapt it to make your own routine. You might prefer just this part of it or the layout. You may not even want to go down the road of this gene molecule diagram. You might want to do your own type of routine, but I'm sure you'll get something out of this. But hopefully that's given you some magic ideas. Till next time, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell notification. That way every week we upload new videos, you'll be reminded when those new ones go up. Keep the comments coming. Really do appreciate your ideas that you're giving and how you can improve on a lot of the magic that I present. I'm not the world's greatest performer, and it's great when I read comments where people say it would have been better if you had done this move or if you count this way, and I appreciate all of those. I enjoy getting your experience and using that as well. Till next time, practice and enjoy.